Hello, everybody. I hope this is working. So if you're just tuning in, everybody, I'm Orfeo with Remax, and we're doing a weekly chat with my colleague Andrew Di Franco, who works in the Orfeo team. So I'm going to bring him in, and we're going to just talk about stuff that we kind of planned ahead of time, real estate related stuff. So I'm going to invite Andrew into the chat, and we'll take it from there. If you guys have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask them. So here we go. Andrew.
Good afternoon, everybody.
How's it going?
Very good, you?
Very good, very good. Nice, nice. So we're live today. We're actually streaming on a few different platforms. I'm trying out this new application, and it seems pretty crazy, actually. Looking forward for this to be the new norm for us when we do our live.
It's wild, man. This thing's cool. This thing is really cool.
Honestly, I like it. Check this out. I could kind of put like some stuff on the screen. I could do like follow us on Instagram and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. So before we begin, guys, please follow us on YouTube or on Instagram. I'll post the links after, but look us up on Instagram and also on Facebook and stuff like that. We're on social media, and social media is the way to go. I mean, visibility is key, especially in this market, right, Andrew? How does visibility help us?
It's the future. It's the future. I mean, with the restraints of human interaction, we need to interact with each other as much as we can every other way, right? Whether it be phone, video, text, email, pigeon, it just has to be done. So
pigeon. I don't think you were there when we were using pigeons, but I was not far. A long time ago, I could say we were using older systems. Let's leave it at that. Yeah, with everything that's going on, with the COVID, we've like many industries, we've learned how to interact from a distance. I never thought I would be saying this 28 years after I started, but you know what? We're selling houses remotely. Like, we're selling houses with almost zero contact. Aside from a visit and an inspection, all the rest of the process is actually happening virtually with the help of technology. Obviously, there's no need to have those meetings in the evening to kind of discuss. So, do we keep the dishwasher, or do we move in July, or do we move in June? You know, all that now it works wonderful with video and Zoom and stuff like that. So that's the market has come to a big change. So Andrew, tell me, what are we talking about today? What's on the list?
Topic number one, very simple. We covered it a bit last week, but is the market ever going to balance? Are we ever going to be where we don't have to, I don't know, jump on properties 27 minutes after they come online? Is there ever going to be that balance again? What is your take?
You know, that's a great question. I know some of these questions are asked of us on a weekly basis. That's why we're going to bring them up. So, is the market ever going to balance? The market goes like this, right? I mean, it's always been this way. It's always going to continue to be that way. It cannot continuously always be in étoile filante. It cannot always be that way. So eventually, in my opinion, you know, what goes up must come down. Eventually, it will balance itself out, and then might even turn. Who knows, right? We don't know. Nobody has that crystal ball. However, when there's a crash, there's an end to the crash. When there's a boom, like in 03, 04, 05, there was an end to that. So why would this be any different? Yeah, you put COVID in the mix, it's making it a lot harder, I should say. However, there's an end to this, guaranteed, guys. So those of you that are thinking of maybe selling your house, you may want to jump on that, because this hotness that we're having in the market, this anxiety that buyers are feeling, and they're jumping on stuff. Everybody's talking about, like, oh, I heard, you know, the market is nuts, or I hear people are doing crazy things. Well, that's because they're afraid they won't have an opportunity to buy a property. That's the only reason. That if that calms down, what we sell in a week now might take 2 months, which that was not long ago, right, Andrew? I mean, 2 years ago, that's what we were doing. It took us a few months. You put a house for sale. I remember you put a house for sale and take pictures, measurements, put it online, start getting a bit of momentum, start showing the house. Buyers would take time to think about it, which was okay. We're okay with people reflecting overnight, take a week to think about it. And like 2 months later, we saw the house in 62 days, which was the average in the East End of just about 2 years
Yeah.
ago. And no one felt stressed. Now the average is, I think, under 10 days. That's just where we're at.
Yeah.
So yes, the market will change. When? We have no idea. Next question.
So this is actually a perfect segue into the next question. What are the we're going to basic outline steps to a transaction? So how do you sell your house and how do you buy a house? So go. I want to hear your take on selling.
You want to know all the steps?
Just brief skeleton of a transaction. Besides the classic step one of calling you.
Yeah, well, we have to be brief because there's a lot of steps. First of all,
Yeah,
it's not that simple, right? There's a lot of things happening. Some people think it's very simple. Maybe we make it look easy. That's what it is, but it's not. So the first step is deciding if you actually want to sell your house. You know, I can't decide for you, right? We could come in and give you advice on what the house is worth. We can show you how we can get it sold. We can show you how we can protect you from becoming homeless and not have a property. There's timing that's involved. Timing is just as crucial as other elements of the sale, and we're there to guide someone. So once you've decided, hey, we want to sell, well, then you meet with a broker, and the broker will come in and advise you how to get it online and how to promote it and how to deal with that. Once all the pictures are taken, because we still have to promote it, before a buyer walks through the door, they want to see it, right? I mean, let me ask you actually, if you see a property online with one picture opposed to 25 pictures, what's your impression? What do you think?
it's gonna need some work. It's gonna need some love, lots of
You
love.
Yeah, you haven't even seen the property. You're thinking, why is there just one picture? What are they hiding? So, rule number one, you want to get with today's social media and the way we market properties, you don't want to show just one picture. You want to show many pictures. We can put, I think, up to 99 photos on Centris. So there's no reason not to have more than one or pick one picture. You have to have a bunch, right? That's one. For us, you know, we recently started doing video, a lot of video, aerial video. We do like the drone. That kind of shows yeah, we do a drone. I'm not flying it, that's for sure. But we're doing aerial shots of the area, and we try to showcase a different angle of the property. We show it from above. So you kind of see what's the neighborhood. You see the park right away. You see the parks where they're at. You see the main arteries. I think people are enjoying those types of videos. So once it's online and we have all the marketing going, all the text, the description, then we have to attract buyers. So it's that part of the business that attracts buyers to contact us or contact their own broker. And then we move to the next step, which is visiting the home. For the most part, we're still walking through houses. We're still doing visits, you know. That hasn't been blocked yet or again. And from once the visits happen, well, there's interest, and interest leads to negotiations and offers. We present offers, we negotiate. Today, that's happening. All of this, by the way, is happening in 7 days for the most part. That's happening very fast. So you have to be quick, you know, quick and on the ball for that. And then the house gets, you know, technically it's sold on paper. That's not the notary. The notary is another step that happens later on, and you have to, you know, there's a whole other like department there that happens, communication with the notary. So luckily for you guys, we take care of all of that. So we're really we're on the ball with that from the beginning. I won't say end because usually there's no end to a transaction or a relationship with a client, I should say. We try to always be with our clients. So for the most part, this works very well. And there's always some glitches that happens. I mean, we're in a crazy market. Everybody's stressed out. Clients are texting, "Oh my God, I don't want to lose it for a little detail," you know. So we're there to kind of make sure that everything works out.
Yeah.
Do you want to add anything, Andrew?
I was actually going to jump very briefly into the buying side. So basically, what has to happen is very simple. You're going to look at a few houses. We're going to discuss what it is you want exactly, where it is you want, any requirement that you want, no matter how big, how small. Once you find that, you move, you see the house, you go look at it with me or your agent or anybody trained or qualified. And from there, it begins the offer, how to price your offer, where to price your offer, how many other offers is there. It's very detailed, especially in this market. It's so much. Your offer has to be incredibly meticulous to be chosen because, like we keep stressing, there's just so much movement. There's so much competition. We cannot. I'm not talking about financial affording, but we cannot afford to be picky, or you gotta know what you want. You gotta be very serious buyer. You gotta be qualified, and you gotta move. Unfortunately, fast. Fortunately or unfortunately, whichever way you see it.
Yeah, so exactly. So in today's market, you have to be quick. You said it. I've repeated it many times, and I'm gonna keep saying it. You have to be fast. You as a buyer have to be fast, and also a seller. You don't want to take too much time to make up your mind. And as us as brokers, I mean, we're negotiating deals in one day, pow pow, and c'est fait, done.
Yeah.
For one day, it's like you're advertising it and you're doing visits. The next day, you have an accepted offer. It's as simple as that. We actually sold a property yesterday where an offer came in with no conditions, which means the sellers signed it as accepted, and because there was a cash deal, and because there was no conditions to view documents, there was no condition to inspect the property. It literally sold by signing the paper, believe it or not. So this again, speed. That's what's going on. Very active.
Yeah.
What else are we talking about?
We're talking about our days as a realtor. What does your day look like? Pre-COVID,
My day?
Post-COVID. Pre-COVID and post-COVID, both.
Well, for sure, COVID caused a lot of things to change in our business. You know that.
Definitely.
You've been here now. You saw what's going on. But my day is, first of all, they're very long days. It starts very early in the morning. Take care of all the personal stuff, the family, the kids. Everybody's off to virtual online school or getting on a bus. For me, anyway, for my little one. And then the mayhem starts. The phone, the text, the messages, the office calling, clients trying to reach me, asking questions, negotiating. It's just a lot of everything happening in the whole day. That's the way I like it, by the way. I like it because that's just what keeps it going. It's a lot of fun. Doesn't feel, I don't know about you, does it feel like me? It doesn't feel like work at all.
I haven't worked in a very long time. That's what I tell people all the time. I haven't worked in ages.
Some people laugh at that. Some people laugh when we say stuff like that, but it's not a lie. I'll be out of the house at sometimes 8 a.m., 7:30 or 8 a.m., let's say, and come home for supper, dash back out, more appointments, back home at 10 o'clock at night. And it's just part of the game. It's part of the business. You have to be, first of all, you have to be available. Most of our clients are home for supper and they want to meet you at night if we're meeting in person. If not, you want to do it on Zoom, fine, but you still have to be available to jump on the call, right? Jump on the chat. So yeah, it's a crazy day. Often it ends late. There's one big difference I could say from the 90s and even 2000s till today is there's so much more non-verbal communication between clients and I. There's a lot of texting, there's a lot of emails, there's a lot of video. Back then it wasn't like that. It was just much different. We weren't texting clients. This didn't happen. There was no texting. Not in the beginning. Now it's like you can just text someone, by the way, are you okay with leaving your fridge? And they're like, yeah, great. And then you send an amendment online. They sign from their cell phones. You never talk to anybody, but everybody knows what's going on. Which is it's fun and it's faster. If we had to meet just to discuss if somebody's, I don't know, again, I use the dishwasher as an example, but if we have to meet to discuss if you're keeping your dishwasher, we used to meet for that. We used to sit down for that and write up a document, and the whole night went. Not that it went. It's gone. That night was reserved for the discussion of the dishwasher.
Something that could be solved in 10 minutes, reserved the entire
5, 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Back then it was a whole appointment. Just let's go talk about the dishwasher. But it's fun. Again, it's a lot of fun, especially when you have great clients, and it's a lot of fun. What about you? Tell us a little bit about how was your day? Like you're a new broker with a year under your belt, a little longer.
Yeah.
what's your impression? You don't have any history to say I remember back in the day. You know,
I
what's your
wasn't there in the
impression?
90s. I wasn't there in the 90s. So look, it's very
Literally.
simple for me. I wake up, I answer all my emails that I got the previous night. Most of the time, I'm gonna be doing follow-ups because I work a lot with buyers and we run around a lot. I'm gonna be doing all my follow-ups from the previous night's visits. So all my follow-ups then. Then I'm gonna jump into the afternoon. My afternoon is I like to reserve it for just meeting new people, speaking to anybody new that I've never spoken to in my life. I like to speak with you. I like to catch up with you. That's we usually do that in the afternoons. Then I go home, eat, and I'm back out from 6 to maybe 9 o'clock, 9:30, and those are all more visits. So that afternoon that I speak to you is either we're drafting an offer or we're countering an offer or anything to do with an offer is reserved for that afternoon.
As long as there's an offer there, it's good.
That's good. We're good. But
That's
that's
fun.
my
You know
cycle.
what? You know what I want to ask you, which is interesting. We're talking about
But
this. So you did your classes like 2 years ago or something like that,
yeah,
and I'm sure like what's the business like reality wise versus what you imagined it'd be like while you were doing your training and doing your classes. What's the difference? Like one thing that you're surprised you thought it'd be like this and it's actually like that. Like what's your perception?
well, a lot of people, not just from school, but a lot of people, they watch these TV shows and they think it's like that. Like, okay, well, this is it. Take the week, relax, think about it. We'll talk next week, and it's like that's just not what it is. If I give you the week to think about it, the guy sold the house 5 times already. You know what I mean? Like, it's fast, it's aggressive, and it's really, it's
Yeah.
rough. But you get used to it right away, and you just gotta make
You
everybody
came
feel at
in, you
ease.
yeah, you came in at a crazy, honestly, like you came in at a crazy time.
Yeah,
You didn't come in the business when it was calm, when everybody was
yeah.
like relaxed. You got thrown into the rapids. Forget about
Oh
cold
yeah,
water.
100%. And you just gotta learn
Yeah,
how to
which is
swim.
very
That's what
good,
it
by
was.
the way.
Yeah,
You have no choice. You have to swim. You have no choice, which is very good, by the way. In my opinion,
yeah.
it's the best time to have come in because you're gonna remember these days because there's an end to this craziness. I'm telling you, it's gonna just
Oh,
slow
of
down.
course.
It has to. Too many. Look at the news. There's all negativity. Companies shutting down. Clients calling me,
Yeah.
asking me like, "What if I lose my job because it's about to happen? What do I do?" Not everybody's selling to rebuy. Some people are selling because they don't have a choice.
Yeah.
So it's a very, very um, serious situation. You know what I mean? And yeah,
Yeah.
you have to be careful, and you have to pay attention to what people are saying. So what else are we? It's a very good. I'm happy we're doing this weekly chat. I'm happy we're doing it. What else can we talk about?
What I have here, my last point actually that I have here is what is the most challenging thing in this market, this present market, about being an agent?
Okay, so you answer first.
I answer first.
What's most challenging for you?
The most challenging thing is, you know, winning a bidding war at the end of the day. That's the harsh reality of it. I mean, if you're whether you're qualified or you're not qualified, or you need to be calculated. You need to calculate your approach, and I don't like those days of I'm gonna call him and I'm gonna work only with him because it's the listing age. Like you do not go to you don't go to court and deal with the other guy's lawyer. Okay, can we just that's just my point of view. You need somebody on your side. You need somebody at bat for you. And that's what's challenging as an agent is to explain that to some people, and that's basically what it comes down to.
Interesting. And I understand that's challenging. It's not easy. Bidding wars are tough to beat.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, first of all, it's a lot of fun when you find a property that you really like. Okay, so let's agree. Like, think about it. You walk through a house and you're like, you feel it, right? As a buyer, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I love this house. If you're listening to me, I'm telling you, don't show that you like it. Keep it under wraps, no faces. So, but you know you love the house. Now
Yeah.
you're being told, oh yeah, there's already two offers, and as you're writing your own offer with your broker, you're being told there's five offers, or it's literally it climbs that fast. Um, that's super stressful for buyers. So that's challenging. I would say that's challenging to deal with that because people get so discouraged when they, oh, we're never gonna get it, negativity,
Yeah.
forget it. But you know what? For us, Orfeo team, right? Andrew, myself, we win most of them, right?
Yeah.
We're experienced,
Yeah.
guidance, we have a plan of attack where we get it done, and often our clients they win meaning they get the house, they don't get bad news. And we meet a lot of buyers that say, man, you know what, I was made an offer on a house with someone else, we weren't dealing with you, and I don't know what happened, we didn't get it, and then I find out that it sold for a price I was willing to pay, but I don't know the process, I don't understand it, and it didn't work out. So guess
Yeah.
what, guys, we know the process, we understand it very well, and that's why we win more than we lose. And that's all in a day's work, right? At the end of the day, I wake up in the morning and I say, who can I help today? I think you're the same way because you're listening
Yeah.
to me
Definitely.
ramble all the time. Is who can we help today and how can we just win more than we lose? That's it. We're there to help people sell. We're there to help people buy
Yeah.
because they need help doing it. It's a difficult process. Believe me, you're only hearing a little portion of it right now on the live.
Oh,
It
absolutely.
gets complicated. It gets tricky. People try to sell on their own. Let's put it out there, and people try because they have this impression they're going to save money. And next thing you know, they're full. Before, people selling on their own, they were dealing with, hey, no one's calling me, and then they'd give it to a broker. Now they try to sell on their own, and some of them are actually getting calls. Let's be honest about it. They're getting calls, but
Yeah.
they don't know
Yeah.
how to handle it. They're lost. They're like, oh, okay, so they're showing their house to a bunch of people that have no brokers. The seller has no broker, the buyer has no broker. So it's a bunch of people just wandering, and no one really knows what's the next step. So this is what I get all the time, by the way. And I won't go into detail about this because I respect everyone's decision. But what I get all the time from clients that eventually sign with us and make us take care of it is that they say, well, I had a bunch of visits, but that's it. Like I don't know who came to my house. I don't really have their number, and I'm not gonna call them to put pressure on them, or I'm not gonna follow up. I mean, if they want my house, they're gonna call me. So there's a lot of that, and that's just lack of experience or knowledge. I mean, I don't know,
Yeah.
but that's what happens all the time. People say,
But it's
I keep
normal.
showing it, I'm getting, yeah, but the bottom line is the house, in general, it doesn't sell, and
No,
it
but
sits
I'm
there,
I'm
and then you
just
start
saying
getting,
I'm saying it's normal because just like it not I'm saying in 95% of the time they cannot do what we're trained to do, just like we cannot do what they're trained to do. I cannot go to that person who's selling the house on their own. I cannot go to that person's job and do what they do. It doesn't work. I'm not trained for it, just like they're not trained for this. You know what I mean?
yeah. That's it. You're right. And anyway, we're here to help as many people as possible. That's what
Yep.
we're good at. And like I said, we win more than we lose, and that's you can't lose that way. It's a winning
Yeah.
formula. Anyhow, so guys, I think this was another great Friday
Yep.
live. I'm not sure if we got, honestly, I don't know. I didn't see questions. I'm not sure if I'm not doing it right with this new site that I'm using, but we gotta check after if there was actually questions that were posted. I didn't see
Yeah.
questions. I'm getting likes on the screen, but I don't see questions. If you guys have questions, by the way, you can DM us, direct message.
Mm-hmm.
You can text us on our cell number is pretty much available. You could find it online, or you could just
Yeah.
email us, and we will respond to you. We can help you if you just want information. That's what we're there for. We're not secret agents, guys. We're not hiding anywhere. We're here to help give service, and we're here to help you move along in this in the project of hopefully buying or selling. So reach
Yeah.
out, post questions. We're gonna keep doing this live every Friday. This is our format, guys. I mean, if you were expecting a nice little checklist and people, us just saying, okay, we're going to talk about this and we're going to talk about that, and ta, ta, ta. No, that's not us. We're
No.
very, what did we say last week? It's organized chaos. What was that? I lost you, by the way. I don't hear you. What did we say last week?
Controlled chaos.
Last week, what did you say? Controlled chaos. So with controlled chaos, we get it done. This is how we win over all our clients. They can't resist but want to deal with us. Let's put it out there. So anyway, it's all in good fun. Guys, reach out to us, and we'll see you next week with another interesting episode of Brokers. Yes, they're not going to be shy, and we already get questions regularly, but keep them coming. This is a lot of fun, and it's a new segment. We've never really done live, so we're going to try to keep this going. And if you like it, give us a thumbs up, a little like or something. It's only going to encourage us. On that note, guys, follow us all over social media and let us know if there's anything in the world that we can do for you. Have a great weekend. We'll see each other next week. Thanks, Andrew.
Bye, guys. Ciao.